What if I told you the richest people on Earth aren't prepping for survival? They're prepping to leave you behind. Because while the internet argues about bug-out bags and canned food, billionaires are building something else entirely. Not a bunker, not a safe house, a breakaway civilization. A world where they don't need governments, they don't need cities, and they definitely don't need you. So here's the real question. Are billionaires preparing for the apocalypse or preparing to escape the rest of humanity? Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. Most people prep like the system will collapse for everyone equally. But the wealthy don't see collapse that way. They see it as a business opportunity, a reset, a reshuffle, a chance to buy the future while everyone else is distracted by the present. And they're not building survival shelters, they're building infrastructure. Because there's a difference between surviving for 3 months and owning the next 50 years. Think about what a real civilization needs. It needs energy, it needs food, it needs water, it needs security, it needs medicine, and it needs control. Now ask yourself this: who is quietly buying the best versions of all those things? Private security companies, private airstrips, underground luxury shelters, remote land, smart farms, satellite internet, private medical systems. That's not prepping, that's separating. And it's already happening. Not in movies, not in theories, right now. Here's how the breakaway civilization works. Step 1. Distance. They choose places where crowds can't reach them easily. Islands, mountains, private compounds, remote forests, and land so far from cities it's basically invisible. Because the first rule of staying safe during collapse is simple: don't be where the panic is. Step 2. Self-sufficiency. They don't stockpile, they automate. Solar microgrids, backup generators, water purification systems, hydroponic farms, smart greenhouses, climate-controlled food storage. So even if supply chains break, their supplies never stop. Step 3. Private protection. Most people imagine danger looks like chaos in the streets, but billionaires plan for something worse: negotiation failure, resource desperation, and people who stop asking politely. So they hire men from the military, they build perimeter systems, they install cameras, sensors, drones, not to survive, to control access. Because when resources become rare, the gate becomes more important than the pantry. Step 4. Information advantage. In any collapse scenario, information becomes currency. Knowing what's happening before everyone else is the difference between escaping danger and walking into it. That's why the wealthy don't just own resources, they own data. Private intelligence reports, market forecasting, political connections, technology that tracks disruption before it reaches your street. Then comes the most disturbing step. Step 5. Replacement. They don't want your system repaired. They want a new one. A network of private communities, private rules, private security, private currency, private technology. A small world sealed from the big one. And if you're not inside it, you're outside it. This is why normal prepping isn't enough anymore. Because you might prepare for the storm while someone else prepares to own the shelter. You might prepare to survive while they prepare to govern what's left. And here's the psychological trick most people miss. The wealthy don't need violence first. They need distance first. Because distance creates immunity. If society collapses, the wealthy aren't trapped in it. They're watching it from behind reinforced walls. And when people realize that, it creates a dangerous emotion: betrayal. Because the collapse won't feel like an accident anymore, it will feel like abandonment. But here's the point of this video. This isn't to make you hopeless, it's to make you aware. Because the biggest danger isn't the end of the world, it's being unprepared for what comes after it. If billionaires are building a breakaway civilization, then the real question becomes, what are you building? A pantry or a plan? A kit or a community? A fear-based checklist or a survival system? Because you don't beat a breakaway civilization by copying it. You beat it by doing the one thing they can't buy instantly: people, skills, trust, local strength, shared resources, real-world cooperation. Seriously, that's the part money can't fully automate. And that leads us to the answer to the question we started with. Are billionaires preparing for the apocalypse or preparing to escape the rest of humanity? The answer is, they're escaping. Not because they're smarter, not because they're braver, but because they saw the cracks early and they had the money to build an exit. And the real survival lesson is this: if you wait until collapse becomes obvious, you'll be competing with panic. But if you prepare now, quietly, intelligently, locally, you won't need a breakaway civilization. You'll already have something stronger, a way to live when others can only run.